Okay, so we start off with a picture to show what's going on. It says, on the living room sofa, Timmy is using his phone, Jimmy is watching TV.
Yeah.
Seems pretty normal.
All right, and Timmy begins by saying, oh no, I can't finish my game. So he's on his phone, but obviously he's not texting or writing emails. He's playing an app game, but there's a problem. He can't finish his game. What's going on? Well, Timmy then says the internet isn't working. So he was using Wi-Fi or something like that, and suddenly it stopped working. The internet went down. There's a problem, but the main problem is he can't finish his game.
Yeah.
Notice here that we're using work to talk about how a machine generally isn't doing what it should, okay? If you get to the elevator and you press the button and you wait, and the elevator just doesn't come, it isn't working. If you try to turn on your TV and nothing happens, well, maybe the TV isn't working, or maybe the remote control isn't working, but a machine isn't doing its normal job. It isn't performing in its normal way. Maybe it's broken, or maybe it's just unplugged.
Yeah, well, Timmy then looks at Jimmy suspiciously. Now, to do something suspiciously means you're acting in a way because you believe someone is lying to you or tricking you or something bad is going on. So to look at someone suspiciously might be going like, Mike, what are you doing?
Nothing. Why are you looking at me suspiciously? I didn't do anything wrong, and you don't have any proof.
Yeah, well, Timmy then says, wait, did you change the Wi-Fi password?
See, he's looking at me suspiciously again.
So a password is a special code, usually a series of numbers or letters that you need to get into somewhere or something. These days, we often use it when we talk about social media apps like Facebook or your email account, or to connect to a Wi-Fi network. You have to type in a code, hit, enter, and then it will get you in. But if someone's changed the password, you can't get in.
That's right. Of course, passwords should be kept secret, and you should try to use different passwords for different programs or apps, or even your bank ATM number, your PIN number. All of that password, that type of secret stuff, should be kept as secret as possible. Jimmy, though, he says, no, I didn't change the Wi-Fi password. It wasn't me. Don't blame me and don't look at me suspiciously. But then Timmy is still suspicious. That's the adjective. He still thinks that Jimmy did something wrong. So he asks, how come you're not playing? Right? I'm on my phone playing. You usually play as well, but you're reading a book.
Watching TV.
Why aren't you playing? Again, he thinks something's going on, and we know that because he uses this phrase, how come? It's very, very similar to why. Why aren't you playing, or how come you're not playing? He thinks maybe he did mess with the password. That's why he isn't using his phone right now.
Well, Jimmy just says, I don't want to play right now. And Timmy doesn't believe this. He
Still
says,
suspicious.
You're lying. Okay? Lying, this is the continuous form of the verb lie, L-I-E. Lie, it's today's first word power word. So the verb lie is past tense and PP is lied, and it means if someone is lying, they're saying something which they know is not true. So you might say, stop lying to me. I want you to tell me the truth. Stop lying to me. I want you to tell me the truth. So what does Timmy think is happening?
I'm not sure, but he really does think that Jimmy is lying. Let's find out. Timmy says, you're trying to beat the game before I do. So this is some kind of competition, something that they're both trying to win at, because he thinks that Jimmy, his brother, is trying to beat the game before he does. If you beat something, this verb in this case, it means to win in some kind of way, or to be the champion, to be better than the other person or the other team. So if one team scores 2 goals in a soccer game and the other team scores 3 goals in the soccer game, then that team with 3 goals will beat the team with 2 goals. That means they are the winner and the other team, well, did not win.
So Timmy is not very happy about this and says, I'll get you. Now he's using this phrase, I'll get you.
Is he shaking his fist like this?
Probably, yeah. It means he's going to hit Jimmy as punishment for the things he thinks Jimmy did. I'll get you. You can say that when you feel like you're going to hit somebody. And so Timmy and Jimmy start fighting.
Oh no.
Punching and so on. And Mrs. Wang comes in. So the mom comes in.
That's right. And she sees her two twin sons fighting. And she says, stop fighting at once. Or stop fighting right now.
Yeah. And Jimmy, of course, does the first thing any kid should do and say, he started it. Blame the other person.
That's right. And Timmy responds with the classic, it's his fault. All right, so now they're blaming each other. They're trying to say that the other one was the cause of this problem. When you're blaming someone, when you're saying someone else caused the problem, you are saying it's their fault. F-A-U-L-T, fault. It's a word power word, but it's not my fault. A fault here, of course, is a noun. Well, a fault can be sort of like a flaw or a mistake that we might find. For example, if you, buy a book and it's missing some pages, that's a fault. But we can also often use it when we're talking about responsibility, blame. Who caused the problem? Who caused the crime? It's their fault. They're the one whose actions were bad in some kind of way, all right? So if two people are walking along, one person doesn't look where they're going, bumps into another person, it would be polite to say, oh, I'm sorry, that was my fault. I was looking at the phone. I was the cause of the accident. I was the one who made the mistake or caused all this trouble. For example, don't blame me for the mistake. It's not my fault. Don't blame me for the mistake. It's not my fault. It was Pat.
How could you?
It was Pat. It really was Pat.
Well, anyway, Mrs. Wang, she doesn't care whose fault it was. She said, both of you need to say sorry, okay? But Jimmy, he thinks that's not right. No way, he says, I didn't do anything wrong.
That's right. No one wants to be blamed or have someone say it's your fault when it wasn't. And that's what Jimmy's saying. He said, it wasn't me, it wasn't my fault. But Timmy is insisting that it was. And he says, you did. And then he gives him his threat again. I'll get you.
Okay.
So he's very angry and he's going to get him. Or that's another way of saying he's going to get revenge. I'll get you back for the bad thing you did to me first.
So Timmy and Jimmy start fighting again. Now Mr. Wang runs in.
Uh-oh, Dad.
And, Dad's in.
It's Dad.
Yes.
Dad.
And he and Mrs. Wang pull them off each other.
Wow.
So one holds one holds the other. They stop them fighting. Mrs. Wang says, that's enough. Okay, she's saying no more. You two need to get along.
They do.
It's a key phrase for today's lesson, get along. To get along with someone means to be friendly with that person, to have a good relationship with that person. If you're fighting, you don't get along, but if all is good, you get along well.
Absolutely. You don't have to be good friends with a person to get along with them. It just means that you have an easy relationship and there's not a lot of arguments or fighting or bad feelings. You have a nice, normal relationship with them. But Jimmy and Timmy don't like the idea of getting along. They want to keep fighting. So when they're told to get along, they say, no way! We refuse. We are not going to get along. Mr. Wang then says something kind of interesting. He says, well, then you'll wear the special t-shirt.
Okay.
Then you'll wear the special t-shirt. You see, if it was my dad, he'd say, then you'll go to bed without having dinner or watching TV or no computer games for a week. No. Here it's a special t-shirt they have to wear. Very interesting. Special is a very special word. It's spelled S-P-E-C-I-A-L. Special. All right, here you have the word special. It's an adjective, as I mentioned. If something is special, it's not normal, average, usual, or common. It's a little bit unusual. It's a little bit interesting, probably in a good or positive way. If it's your birthday, for example, your friends would say, we're going to have a special day for you. You might still have to work or go to school because it's that kind of day. But then after work or school, they'll take you out, buy you dinner, you'll see a movie, have a party, something like that, to make it a little bit unusual, a little bit more remarkable or memorable in a good way. For example, this is a special dance group for people with more experience. This is a special dance group for people with more experience.
So what is this t-shirt, this special t-shirt?
Yes.
We can see Mr. Wang brings in a really big t-shirt with the words, "We will get along" on it. That means those words are written on the shirt.
Really?
And then he puts it over the twins so they are both in the same shirt.
Oh, that's why it's huge or really big.
So they have one arm each and their head comes out of the same hole.
And it says, "We will get along" along the front.
Kind of force them to do it.
Then strange.
He says, "You have to wear the shirt until you can get along. You can't take it off until you get along."
That's embarrassing.
This word until, U-N-T-I-L, until is today's final word power word. So until is a conjunction and it means up to the time that, and then you would put what follows, okay? You must do this until this thing happens, up till the time when this thing happens. For example, I'm going to keep working until I finish all my homework. I'm going to keep working until I finish all my homework. So basically it means they can't stop. They can't stop, they can't take it off, they can't change clothes until they start behaving and getting along.
That's right.
Jimmy's shocked. He says, even at school, we have to go to school wearing this shirt?
Oh, that's not nice. And Timmy points out that people will laugh at us. Our friends will point at us and go, "Ha ha, you guys are wearing the same shirt and it says 'we will get along' on the front. You look dumb."
Yep, and Mrs. Wang they're upset, but Mrs. Wang gives them a piece of advice. Then you had better start getting along. In other words, do it quickly, you can take the clothes off.
That's right.
She uses this phrase had better plus verb, just a normal verb, and this is used to give advice to somebody or tell them what they should do or have to do. Like, you had better finish your homework. You had better eat your vegetables. You twins had better get along.
Ah, interesting. And next we see a picture and Mac and Cheese are there and they see the boys and they start laughing.
That's the two dogs.
That's the two dogs. So they haven't even gone to school yet and already their pets are making fun of them and laughing at them. I think when they get to school tomorrow, it's going to be even worse.
Yep, we'll have to find out what happens then because it's now time for our wrap-up.